You made more money this year than ever before, and somehow you still have nothing to show for it. That's not a coincidence. That's a pattern. Money comes in, but it never stays. You try to be disciplined. You promise yourself, this time will be different, but it never is. And deep down, you start to wonder, is something wrong with me? There isn't. But here's what no one tells you. It's not about how much you earn. It's about how you think. Because financial struggle is rarely a money problem. It's a behavior problem, a pattern, a cycle you repeat without even noticing. You spend to feel better. You avoid discomfort. You chase short-term relief instead of long-term stability. And slowly, without realizing, you build a life that keeps you stuck. The Stoics saw this clearly. They understood that wealth is not built outside first. It's built inside, in your decisions, in your discipline, in what you choose to control. So before we talk about money, we need to face something deeper. Why do you keep doing what you know is holding you back? It's 10 p.m. You're tired. You open the app. You didn't plan this. You didn't need it. But you order anyway. And for a few minutes, it feels fine. That's not hunger. That's emotional spending. Look at how people deal with money today. It's fast, emotional, automatic. You see something, you want it, you buy it. No pause, no reflection, just impulse. And for a moment, it feels like progress, like reward. But that feeling doesn't last, because it was never real progress. It was escape from stress, from boredom, from frustration. And this is where the trap begins. You're not spending money. You're spending control, small decisions, they're repeated every day, a delivery here, a purchase there, and I deserve this moment. And over time, those moments build a pattern, not of growth, but of dependence. The Stoics warned about this, not about money itself, but about the loss of self-control. Because when your emotions control your actions, your future becomes unstable. And here's the dangerous part. It doesn't feel like a problem at first. It feels normal. Everyone does it. Everyone spends. Everyone justifies. But normal is exactly what keeps most people stuck. The Stoics approached money differently, not as something to chase blindly, but as something to manage with discipline. They believed real wealth starts with control over impulses, over desires, over reactions. Epictetus taught, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Think about that. If your desires are endless, no amount of money will ever be enough. But if your mind is stable, even little becomes sufficient. This is the shift. You stop asking, how can I earn more? And start asking, what am I running from when I spend? Because without that awareness, more money only amplifies the problem, not solves it. Here's where most people get it wrong. They focus only on increasing income. New job, extra work, more effort, and yes, earning more helps, but it doesn't fix the core issue, because if your habits stay the same, your results will too. You don't rise financially, you expand your problems. More money, same mindset. Bigger expenses, same lack of control, and suddenly you're back where you started, just at a higher level. The Stoics would say, you're not poor because you lack money. You're stuck because you lack discipline. And that changes everything, because now the solution is in your hands. Let's make this practical. Look at your daily decisions, not the big ones, the small ones, the invisible ones. That moment you buy something you didn't plan. That moment you avoid checking your finances. That moment you say, "I'll fix it later." This is where your future is being built, not in big breakthroughs, but in repeated patterns. Discipline with money is not about restriction. It's about awareness. It's about knowing why you're doing what you're doing. Because when you become aware, you interrupt the cycle, and once you interrupt it, you can finally change it. There's another truth most people don't want to hear. Financial growth is uncomfortable. It requires saying no, delaying gratification, letting go of short-term pleasure. And that's exactly what most people avoid, because the modern world is built on instant reward. One click, and you get what you want. No waiting, no effort. But the cost is hidden. Discomfort looks like this. You want to order food, and instead, you cook. You want to buy, and instead, you wait 48 hours. Small moments, real training. Every time you choose comfort over discipline, you move further away from stability. The Stoics trained themselves to do the opposite, to embrace discomfort, to build tolerance, because they knew if you can't control yourself, you can't control your life. Now, look at your situation again, not with frustration, but with clarity. Where is your money really going? What patterns keep repeating? What emotions are driving your decisions? Be honest, because awareness is where power begins. And if this is making you think, good. That means you're starting to see. You're no longer acting blindly. You're observing, questioning, and that small shift can change everything. The Stoics didn't just talk about discipline, they lived it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Money is an external tool, but how you use it, that's internal, that's yours. So instead of trying to control outcomes, focus on controlling behavior. Spend with intention, save with purpose, act with awareness. And over time, something powerful happens. You stop reacting and start directing your life. That's real wealth, not just money, but control. So here's the truth. You don't stay stuck financially because of bad luck. You stay stuck because of repeated choices, unnoticed patterns, uncontrolled impulses. But now you see it. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. The next time you're about to spend, pause. The next time you feel the urge, observe. The next time you want to escape, choose differently, because every small decision is shaping your future. Write in the comments, what's one decision you're going to make differently this week? Not this year, this week. And if this hits something real for you, you already know what to do.